How's it going, everybody? I'm literally recording this like an hour or so after I just finished the most recent episode, that being episode 5, so hopefully you're enjoying that and you watch this video to the full. Anyway, let's get right into this one. We're gonna be focusing on Sonic Prime for a majority of this video, because oh my gosh, man. So Sonic Prime came out, I think like 2 weeks ago. It was awesome. I just gotta say right now, it was awesome. I had way more enjoyment watching season 2 than I did of season 1. It was awesome. When they teased episode 1, that episode was already as good, and I was curious to see would the other episodes live up to it, and boy did it did. I want to just talk about some of my favorite and least favorite episodes as well as characters. Let's first start off with my least favorite episode and character, and that being episode 6 and the character being Chaos Sonic. I despise Chaos Sonic with a passion, and it is the sole reason why I literally did not like episode 6. It is because of Chaos. That was... If y'all thought Sonic... well, I'm someone that thought that Sonic in season 1 was pretty annoying, where yes, I'm aware that he has like these cheesy lines and how he was, considering for how he acted in like the Dreamcast era and SA1, 2 Heroes and whatnot, but I don't know, I felt like season 1 just took it to a whole new level, really, in an extent, but it was at the same time bearable, but he just felt like an idiot, really, at the same time, and that was my biggest problem. They really toned it back down with Sonic here, and I'll talk about that more later, but my lord, man, Chaos Sonic just dialed that up to 11. It was insane. I did not like Chaos Sonic at all. He was by far the most annoying character in this entire show. It is insane. Like, if this dude just didn't talk at all, it would have been better, but my god, man. And I'm not saying that episode 6 sucked, really. I'm just saying that I just didn't like that episode because of one character and one character only in that. And I'm so glad that it was like a one and done type of deal. I am really glad it was. I don't care what anybody says, because this ain't Metal Sonic. I'll say that, even though I'm not familiar with Metal Sonic like that because I need to play Sonic CD. But I'm just glad that this ain't Metal Sonic like that. Like, hey, heck no. But aside from that though, my favorite episode has to be by far episode 8, which was the final episode of season 2, which, surprise surprise, there is going to be another season, by the way, of Sonic Prime. As for when that will be, who knows, we'll just have to wait and see for updates. But episode 8, man, that has to be in my opinion the best episode in Sonic Prime, without question. The dialogues with Sonic, 9, and Shadow, the whole teamwork of everybody just helping each other out, battling all the Chaos Council members and everybody, these mechs. Sonic and Shadow, their battle against the Chaos Council, that was so epic. And the thumbnail that you're seeing for this video right here is from that fight as well. Like, that pose with Sonic and Shadow together was just, that was awesome, really. There is so much, and then the cliffhanger that episode 8 leaves you with when it comes to Sonic and 9's argument and such, as well as having like another new enemy to deal with in the next season. It was awesome. I really enjoyed episode 8 of Sonic Prime. And as far as favorite characters, I can't lie, I have to put 2 because they're both a duo. That being Rusty Rose and Black Rose. Them both was hilarious. Them both was just adorable and hilarious at the same time. I think the best part of them was when they were fighting the Chaos Council and they kept counting out every enemy for target practice because I guess they're trying to see which one is better, and like Black will say 1, then Rusty would be like 2, then 3, then 4, then back and forth. It'd be the funniest thing ever. Their dynamic between the two is honestly really awesome to just watch. It was just real funny, but it was something to really see. I really liked a lot of in fact, let's get to these pros right now. I really enjoyed a lot of the character developments and just the interactions with every character. None of the characters really felt like just out of place really, or just really not much. I guess really the only ones you actually no, I can't even say that because I was gonna say the ones at that forest world, but even that no, because every one of them had something, and it was very. It wasn't as if you were just listening to someone talk and it's like, all right, just get it over with already. No, every episode when you came to hear these characters talk, it was pretty interesting to just hear them talk about their struggles as well as just hear like the dumb stuff that they have to say. I have to say that, yeah. Sonic, I talked about it earlier. He isn't as annoying in season 1, and also not as just annoying, but also just not a full-on idiot, really. And maybe I guess it's because it is literally you have this goal, do this goal, and it's because the difference with season 2 and season 1 is that season 1, Sonic is just exploring. Season 2, there's an actual mission, a task that has to be done at this point now, where his world, he needs to do this or else his world is going to be gone. So, and who knows what the Chaos Council is going to be doing with all of these crystals. So there you go with that. I just like the direction of how this was with season 2, especially with Sonic's character here. Again, just being less of an idiot, which is just my big plus right here. The fights, the actions, way more interesting to watch and listen to. I mean, every fight was you just had to see what was going to happen, really. If this character was gonna win or this one character was going to win, if they will get this, if they will get that. I really enjoyed all the fights, but again, episode 8 takes the cake when it came to the fighting. That yeah. And speaking of episode 8, we have a new Sonic form. I don't know what the official name for this form yet is, but I know people are calling this like Super Prime Sonic. I mean, the whole reveal of Super Prime Sonic was awesome. My jaw dropped, my eyes were just wide and open. I was just ready to see this. It was awesome. Hopefully we see a lot more of this in season 3. It could happen. It just depends on how Sonic can harness the power of these shattered crystals. I forgot what they were called, I'm sorry. Just harness the power of them, because it was 9 that was able to transfer that power to Sonic, so maybe Sonic could do something interesting with them, kind of like how he just takes the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Who knows? We'll have to see in season 3, because to continue on with the pros, we were left on a very interesting cliffhanger. So Sonic and 9 have an argument where, again, we know this from season 1. Sonic has a goal of, we need to get these crystals to restore Sonic's old world again. Sonic and Shadow has to do this. They are now determined to do this. But you also gotta remember that these are other like worlds out there. Now I don't know if these are like not pocket dimensions, just other different worlds, or if it's like, it probably just is like different dimensions pretty much. But at the same time, 9 pretty much just has the argument of like, we're also real people as well. We have a say in this as well. And other characters were also just talking about this as well. And it's really telling when it came to this final episode, where it really hit Sonic at face value, where it's like, man, I thought I was actually doing the right thing this time after the amount of screw-ups that I did from the last season. But then I have a new problem where it's like, I know I'm doing the right thing, but it's like, there's these other people which they also have a say in this as well. So now it's like, what do I do now? So because this isn't really, I don't know if this is really Sonic's fault this time, really. It's like, they also have a say, but at the same time, none of this would have happened if Sonic is just trying to right his own wrongs. So I am very curious to see if they are going to leave all the dimensions as is, or are they just going to restore everything. Or let's say they do restore everything, will everything just, all those extra other worlds disappear for good? Or will there still be a way to travel to them once everything is fixed and back to normal? Who knows? Something that I also forgot to mention in the pros, that there were some pretty interesting callbacks and cameos. If you are someone that is a OG Sonic fan, you will catch some of this stuff. if you're watching this. For example, when Sonic was retrieving the crystal in the pirate dimension, once he got the crystal thing, I forgot, from the Knuckles version of that world, he did a SA1 pose, which is, I didn't even catch that at first. It was pretty weird, but yeah, there was that. There was one, this I remember for sure. He was finding the baby Eggman version, and he did a move that it resembled the same thing like in the very first initial cutscene of Sonic Unleashed, where he zipped through around this big robot after he did a punch, and he did a certain dodge, just zipped around. That was pretty awesome. I was like, bro, that was from Sonic Unleashed. Like, there's a lot of these things that you'll see. Like I said, there were so much things to just watch in season 2 of Sonic Prime. If anything, this is something I could definitely see myself watching for sure multiple times, for real. Season 1, it can vary, but Season 2, whew, man, yeah. Now, as far as like the cons go, again, I already talked about my deals with Chaos Sonic. I thought this dude was just like the most annoying character by far in this show. And then the other con I really have, and I already knew that this was going to be a problem for episode 1, but this much has pretty much confirmed it. The involvement with Shadow just wasn't there. And like I said, I already knew this from episode 1, because when we all find out that Shadow can't travel to other dimensions, he can only be in like this middle void area and only back to his world, and he can't travel to these other dimensional worlds. It was gonna be like oh great, Shadow can't be there, which would have been awesome to see Shadow Shadow helping Sonic, because that would make things way more easier. Let's just put that out there. It would have made things way more easier. But it is what it is, honestly. I mean, at least we're having other characters being involved though, so that is a plus right there anyway. And I feel like they would have still made a way to make things good with everybody being involved anyway, like they did in episode 8. But yeah, tell me what y'all thought about Sonic Prime Sonic Prime Season 2. I mean, like I said, this was a fantastic, very fun season. If I had to rate this out of 10, I probably have to give this honestly an 8 to 8.5. Probably an 8.5. Again, that Chaos Sonic was super annoying, but aside from that, it was the involvement with Shadows. But honestly, I may just say it's between an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. It was that fun. It was really that fun. I'll probably stick with an 8.5 really, but this is a must watch. If you are a Sonic fan, I say that this is like a must watch for any and every Sonic fan, whether you're an OG or a new one. Next up, we have COD servers. So I don't know what the deal was, but for whatever reason, and I didn't even know about this because I haven't touched my 360 in a long time, but apparently the servers for like the OG Call of Duty games has been like messed up for God knows how long. But apparently they fixed it recently to where now you can just start playing these old Call of Duty games again. And I'm talking about some of the OG golden age Call of Duty games again. So, if we go on charlieintel.com, I'll read it to you right now. Unfortunately, due to server issues, players have been unable to boot up their old consoles and play classic Call of Duty multiplayer games such as Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. However, those server problems on Xbox 360 are now gone, allowing players to finally get a shot of nostalgia, and they're loving it. Call of Duty players have been flocking back to previous Call of Duty titles on Xbox 360, as over 10,000 players were enjoying Black Ops 2's multiplayer on Xbox 360 on July 16, 2023. This is all thanks to matchmaking working again, allowing players to get on the servers and find matchmaking. And if we check out some more tweets on Charlie Intel, from Charlie Intel, Black Ops 2 has over 10,000 players online on Xbox 360 with matchmaking working again. That is from July 16, 2023. We come over to Modern Warfare 3, the OG Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox 360 has over 7,000 players active with matchmaking working again. That is also from July 16, 2023. This is pretty awesome, and it's also this big to the point where Call of Duty is now the best-selling games on the Xbox stores. Now, that can also probably be because these games are also on sale because I'm looking at a tweet from July 18th. Black Ops 2 is on sale for $15, which the original price is $50. Modern Warfare 2's price is $10 when it's usually $20. Black Ops 1 is $15 when it's usually $30. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm probably gonna be jumping back into this whole nostalgia because I actually just ordered a wireless controller so I can play my old 360 again. So I'm actually pretty excited and nervous. I'm really hoping that my 360 still works. I do need to blow some of the dust off it, but if it really does work again, I'm not gonna lie, man, I might need to buy the Xbox Live again so I can have some fun, because I do have Plutonium on my PC and I haven't really shown it off yet on here, but I'm not gonna lie, just something about it being on the 360 again is just gonna be really awesome again, just to have some fun on there. So once I do get the controller, I'm not gonna lie, sometime this week, do expect me to be live because I'm probably gonna have some fun, some OG nostalgia fun again on some Black Ops 2 and probably some Black Ops 1 as well, but really Black Ops 2. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, I may honestly buy as well if the games are still on sale as well. I will see. I don't know yet, honestly, but yeah, and oh yeah, and by the way, this is only for the Xbox sides. This isn't like a this isn't like as far as I know patch on like PlayStation or PC side. So unless you're someone that has the Xbox 360 or like one of those newer Xbox consoles that has backwards compatibility to play Xbox 360 games, you kind of can't experience the stuff that we're having over here. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not a fan of it as well that PlayStation can't have some of this extra fun as well. Like when Microsoft was doing a lot this backwards compatibility stuff back then, it was really awesome because from like Sonic Unleashed is one of my favorite games, and when I've seen that game was being backwards compatible to be playing on there again and I couldn't do it on my PlayStation, it really does suck. And even with like PlayStation Extra, and because that costs so much money, like that's like $120 a year, but not only that, I don't even think every game is even up there in that catalog. So I am glad. Hopefully my 360 still works good. I really am hoping that it does work still good. But let me know if you are having some fun with the old COD servers on some old Call of Duty again. I believe they fixed the games for Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, I don't know about World at War if they did, the OG Modern Warfare, but anyway, go have some fun though, because you already know, I definitely am. Modern Warfare 3, so obviously Modern Warfare 3 is going to be confirmed for this year. They are actually going to release, show the actual announcement trailer for Modern Warfare 3 in August. It looks like it's going to be on Wednesday, August 9th, when Season 5 is being released on Warzone 2.0. As far as what time, don't know. They're saying that it'll probably just take place shortly after, but we'll get updates, and you can also just follow Charlie Intel for those updates as well. And most likely I'm probably gonna be at work when this happens. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be getting the game regardless though, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah, tell me what y'all think about that. Again, it's going to be released expectedly on August 9th, where we'll get the actual official trailer, which is still crazy. It's like early to mid-August. We're now going to get the official trailer, and then that game's gonna, like, it's so funny. This is just like, it's like screaming in your ears that this is gonna be like one of the most mid Call of Duty games, literally. But tell me what y'all think in the comment section down below. And the last thing I would like to talk about is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So if you're unaware about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, you would think that the Ratchet and Clank series is an exclusive for PlayStation. However, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is actually gonna be coming to PC. Yeah, that's right. Just like the Marvel Spider-Man game, as well as Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, those games came to PC, and so is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Something I was honestly not expecting at all. The specs have also been revealed for what you would need for PC. and let's just take a look at it right now. And by the way, the game is going to be coming to PC via Steam on July 26th. It is the 23rd, so 3 days as of now. They have a minimum they have a minimum minimum catalog, recommended, high, amazing ray tracing, and then ultimate ray tracing. We're going to be focusing on the minimum and recommended. On minimum, you'll be doing 720p at 30 FPS. Recommended will be 1080 at 60 frames. Graphics presets will be very low for minimum. Recommended will be medium. GPU, you need to have at least for minimum you need an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 or an AMD Radeon RX 470. If you want to do recommended, you would need a GeForce RTX 2060 or AMD Radeon RX 5700. And that's for the GPU. For the CPU, for the minimum settings, you would need, or for the minimum catalog, you would need a Intel Core i3 8100 or an AMD Ryzen 3 3100. For recommended, you would need an i5 8400 or AMD Ryzen 5 3600. RAM 8 gigs for minimum. For recommended, you need 16. OS, you need Windows 10 64-bit at bare minimum. Version 1909 or higher. Just make sure your Windows 10 is just updated, but it needs to be 64-bit. And then this is where it gets interesting for storage. So obviously the PS5 is running off an SSD as far as storage goes, and for recommended settings, it is an SSD. You need 75 gigs on SSD. Now for minimum, it gets very interesting / weird. SSD recommended, but you can use 75 gigs on an HDD. That means it's a hard disk drive. Anybody that's unfamiliar with an HDD, it is way slower, and I mean way slower than an SSD. In fact, when I scroll down a little bit more, while Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart can be enjoyed using an HDD and the minimum system requirements, we encourage players to use an SSD in combination with the recommended settings requirements are higher to experience the game's signature dimension hopping gameplay as originally intended. And that's the thing, because I don't know why this isn't really a requirement even on minimum, because I would love to see, because I'm gonna try to find a video of someone using a hard disk drive. I want to see how in the world this is going to affect if someone is using an HDD, whether you are using like the actual minimum specs or you have like the best RAM, GPU, CPU, and everything, but you're still using an HDD. That's gonna be super interesting. But as far as like for me, if I'm able to run this, I have an SSD, so I don't have to worry about that. I am running Windows 11. I have 32 gigs of RAM, which is obviously overkill, but it's a long story. CPU, I will be alright on. I can at least have it on recommended. I can't do anything higher than that. Now GPU, that's the thing. I have a GeForce GTX 1660. I am planning on upgrading my PC in the near future, some point this year or next year. I'm gonna be upgrading the motherboard, the CPU, and the GPU. I was gonna be doing like maybe an Asus Strix Z370-G that has the LGA 1151 chipset on there. As far as like CPU goes, I was going to do an i7 8700K, and then with GPU, I was going to do an RTX 3060 Twin Edge from Zotac. So I will be upgrading my PC soon, but as far as like if I was to record gameplay of Rift Apart from my PC, it just wouldn't happen, because I would have to, or I will buy the game regardless, because I'm going to have it on Steam, because I love this game to death, but I just wouldn't play it at the time because my PC just would not run it as great as I would like it to be. But that's really it as far as this video goes. I'm finally glad I got all the news that I wanted to do, because my god, man, there was just so many stuff going on when I didn't record that weekend because I was super tired, and then this weekend. So hopefully you enjoyed all of this. Yeah, Like the video as well, subscribe. Let's get to 100 subs. We are literally right there. 89 subs, we are right there, ladies and gentlemen. And then after that, we're just 900 away from 1,000. We're hitting these milestones, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing great this year, and it's only mid-July. And again, I just gotta keep coming on here and just saying thank you to every one of y'all. I mean, view count's doing great, engagement is great, and it's just the fact that my channel is just growing more and more. It's really awesome, even with all the busy stuff that I'm doing on my side, and I just know I can just do this channel a lot better for sure. So I just gotta say thank you to each and every one of y'all. Anyway, that's about it. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.